morning. Welcome to Table Talk. We are happy to have you here today. We have a little bit different today because we have just myself from the store, and then we have our guest, Emily Dern from Willow Hill Yarn Company. So welcome, Emily.
Thank you.
We are excited to have her. I'm going to just take a minute and show you what I've been working on, and then we're going to dive right into what Emily's here to share with us. So this is, I haven't decided, I may add another row to this because I'm not sure I like the square version of it, but this is using the Little Women fabric collection. And so I was able to fussy cut each of the girls from Little Women and the buildings and different things. So, and I used, to create this, I used It's So Emma's economy block foundation papers. So super easy, super accurate way to do your economy block. And I have a couple of, I have an edition of Little Women that my grandmother gave me and that looks like it was published when I looked at it last night, 1920. So it's a little old. And then I have another book that matches it, same size, and it must have been printed at the same time, I think. Letters from Emma, Letters from Louisa May Alcott. It's just a book of her letters that her sister published, and originally published, I think it was set in 1889. But I think that the book that I have must have been published at the other time. But anyway, So I love the story Little Women. It was fun to create just a small project with it. So I think I'm going to put some borders on it, but I haven't decided yet. So I brought it in to have VJ give me some advice and inspiration on that. And then this month's Stashbuster we have up on the website. If you go on the top of the page, it'll say Stashbuster, and just click there and you'll find the free pattern for this month's project, which you can do it as a little mini quilt, just kind of a modern feel, but I'm going to do it into a pillow. So I'm going to do like a pillow for my sofa.
Is it a quilt as you go kind of?
Yeah, so it doesn't tell you to do quilt as you go, but we've talked about a little bit about that here before, and that's what I decided to do. So I started by putting my base square, this one here, down, and then I quilted through it, and then you added the next strip, and I quilted and then when I added my next piece, this one here, quilted it, and just kept adding and quilting as I was going, so you can see on the back. So I just have a layer of the batting and just a layer of cotton solid on the back, and then I'm going to do just a simple bench pillow or sofa pillow out of it. So use your stash or come in. I've used this mochi linen from Moda. That's one of my favorite new fabrics to embroider and to quilt with. And then some collections from, I think it's called Slow Stroll.
Yes.
Which is just a beautiful collection of kind of fallish fabrics.
Yeah.
So that's what I used for my leaves. So that's our Stashbuster. Go on and do that. We give away a $50 gift card every month. You just need to complete the project.
Bring that in.
Show us, send us a picture, whatever, and you're entered for the $50 gift certificate. So that's what I have that I've been working on this week. And then keep watching till the end because we will have a giveaway at the end. What we're giving away is, so Emily's here to talk to us about all things yarn. And I shared a few months ago a tutorial on how I did the crochet edging on the bar towels. And so that's my extent of my yarn experience. But anyway, so I'm giving away a kit to do one of the towels and a set of crochet hooks. And we'll give that away at the end. You'll find out how to win that. So we'll set that aside for now. And let's get into Emily.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hi.
Emily. Emily has a store here in Gardner Village. How long have you had the store?
So it's going on 6 years.
6 years. And it's amazing. And it always, she inspires me with her business sense and her marketing. She's just really good. So we are happy to have you here. We had sent out a survey to our customers, and we had a lot of them say they wanted to learn more about knitting, crochet.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm like, that's not my thing. I did my little crochet edging. That's my extent. So we thought, let's bring on someone that knows
nice.
her stuff.
Nice.
So that's why we brought Emily.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kind of have a shared customer base. I think a lot of people, I mean, they do
Yes.
creative things, whether it's quilting.
Right. Yes, they
Crochet.
do. Yeah. There's a lot of overlap
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you've been doing quilting for a long time and you want to try something new, pop over to Emily's.
Yeah.
So
I can.
you have some questions for us.
Yes, I can ask the questions. So, like, Emily, can you tell us a little bit about your shop, what you guys do, and then because you have classes, you have events.
Sure. So we do everything. We do classes for knitting and crochet. I teach mainly all the knitting classes, and I have an employee that does all my crochet classes as well. But I sell yarn just to make, you can make anything. We do blankets, we do hats, we do sweaters, we do classes on it all.
Home deck items.
Yeah, home decor. Yeah, you can kind of do it. We, like this time of year, popular things are pumpkins. People are starting like Christmas stockings. And yeah, and we teach beginning classes on up to more advanced.
Yeah.
So we start very basic knitting, very basic crochet, and go up from there, do more advanced.
Okay. And you have a night where you get together and just knit, right?
So every Wednesday night from 6 to 8, we do what we call knit night. You can just bring whatever project you're working on and just hang out with us, and we just chat and knit or crochet for a couple hours. And yeah, it's fun.
So Emily was my inspiration for doing Sundown Stitchers.
Oh,
your knit night. I think it's just so fun that you just to get together and so.
It builds
Sit
quite the
together.
community. It's
Yeah.
kind of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it is.
fun.
And you hold that upstairs, don't you?
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
So she's got an upstairs in the shop that
Yep.
has
Cabin.
sofas and just
Yep. Big table and
they sit around
Yeah.
and just enjoy each other's
yeah,
company.
for sure.
Awesome.
So, are the people coming usually, like, do they know a little bit about knitting already?
That come to the knit night.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so we, because it's more of a social hour than a class, but we
Right.
always tell people, you know, if you come, I'm happy to help you
Uh-huh.
with, if you're working on a project, you have a question, I'm happy to help. But it's more of a social hour than a class.
Yeah.
So we always recommend you actually sign up for a class.
Class. If you don't know anything.
Right, if you don't know anything,
that's where you
start
learn.
with a class. Yeah.
And for the good part that I know is your class are usually like very short amount of time. It takes very low, like, how do you say
Commitment of
commitment.
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So most of our classes are 2-2-hour sessions. So we do 2 hours one week and then 2 hours the following week. And then more advanced ones we do up to like 4 weeks.
Mhm.
But yeah, we just start very basic, and we always tell people we start very basic. We're like, just keep practicing. You know, when
Yeah.
you want to start a new project or need help, you just come on over and we'll get you going.
Tell us
Yeah.
about the kind of wools the wool
Wool
yarns
and-
that you carry.
Okay.
Because they're different than your big box
Right. Correct.
yarn.
They're higher quality wool. They're I have I have a few local people that hand dye yarn and bring it in. So I have that. I have really high quality wool, cotton, everything
Yeah.
you can kind of think of. I have yarn I have cashmere, I have yak yarn, just all kinds of and different weights. So depending on what you're making, different thicknesses and colors. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter taught herself to crochet,
Right.
and she hasn't started knitting yet, but we're going to get her over there. But and so she started with just some big box yarn and
Yeah.
done some darning projects, and then she came over and got some of Emily's yarn.
Oh.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, Mom,
Yeah.
this is yummy."
Yeah. We kind of, and I'm sure it's the same way with fabric in that
Yeah,
if
it
you're
is.
if you don't enjoy the feel or the way it's working, it's not fun.
Yeah, right.
Like you have to
And the
enjoy
end
it.
result, does it feel
Right.
good? Does
Right.
It, yeah.
If it's not a good end result, you're like,
Yeah.
well,
You put a lot of time into
yeah,
it too.
it's a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
So-
time.
Yeah.
So awesome.
So yeah, can we go back a little bit to getting to know you? Like, how did you start this? How did you learn?
So a very good friend of mine taught me to knit when I was in college. So I've been knitting about 13 years or so. And so she taught me, and then I just kind of got addicted and kept going. And then
Now,
let's
what
see.
brought you to Gardner Village?
Oh, that's a long story. So I originally started working for Village White Shop.
Oh, did
which
you?
was
I
where
didn't realize that.
is where Seven Gables Mercantile is now.
Mm-hmm.
I started working for her when I was in high school, and I worked for her for a few years, and then she closed, and I was in college, and I started working for, there was Personality
Oh yeah.
was the clothing store,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
and the same lady owned the yarn store at the time, and so I kind of just started working, and I was going to school and just working and learning to knit. Yeah, and then 6 years ago she was gonna sell it, and I decided to buy it.
Yeah. You had this crazy idea. Right? Yeah. And she's just done amazing things.
Oh, thank you. It's
we
been a
love-
lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
And it's such a great addition to Gardner Village. I mean, it's just fun when we have people coming for Shop Hop and to say, you know, there's something else in this village that's that creative outlet.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
So awesome.
So when you start learning how to knit, were
Mhm.
there any like time that you have challenges? How do you like problem solve all the things you encounter?
So when I started knitting and I had questions, I had friends that I could reach out to and ask or get help. Nowadays, that's a lot of what we do.
Yeah.
Is people come in and they're working on something, and it's like, what is this? How do I? So that's what we do a lot of, is helping people with projects and figuring out mistakes and different things. So
There's something to reading a pattern,
Correct.
and reading what it's telling
Correct.
you, and your brain processing that. And sometimes
Correct.
it's helpful to have someone
right.
that
That's what
knows
we always
what does that mean.
Yeah,
You
we
know?
always kind of tell people reading patterns like a different language
It is.
sometimes.
Yeah.
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 Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, because I was talking to my friend who had been to your shop.
Yeah.
And then she also told me it's easier to just have a person next to you to set you through.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
because like knitting with 2 needles is probably more difficult than us sewing, because we can sew straight lines.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't know.
It's very, like, sewing is
Yeah.
pretty precise. We're knitting,
Right.
there's tension, there's,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's different ways to fix that
Yeah.
when you're doing it, once you
Yeah.
get learning, but
Awesome.
So, what are like some projects that you have been working on lately? Can you show
so
us?
I'm kind of getting ready for fall and whatnot. So I've been working on this cowl,
Pretty.
and this is all color work.
Oh, it's got pumpkins.
It does have pumpkins.
Emerald's
Thank
gonna
you.
have to show the camera this.
So
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get a close up of that.
So I do a knit along class every year. So it's where you pay it for the whole year, and we do 4 projects in the year.
Oh,
And it's a group of us that do the same one. So this is the one we started in July. So this was our 3rd project. This is by a girl named Jamie Lomax. She does all kinds of
Beautiful.
patterns with color work and everything. So that's what I'm working on. So that will be a cowl.
Hey,
So
it's kind of got that coloring. I mean, that's, you know, the in the fall colors to incorporate that.
Yeah,
and,
isn't that
you
fun?
know, that's fun.
Yeah. So I've been working on that, and it will be so it'll be long like this, and then you connect it, so it'll wear around this way.
Oh,
So I've been working on that, and then this is another project I've been working on since last year. But just got busy and couldn't. But this is for
look at
Halloween
that.
as well. So this is all color work, and it says Hocus Pocus here at the bottom, and then it has like a spider web
Witch.
and witch and the cats.
Oh my
So,
word,
yeah.
that's a big project.
Yeah. So this is
Yeah.
this
Love
is
I
just in
would
time for fall.
assume this is probably an advanced.
yes.
Yeah,
Both of
this-
these would be more of an advanced
Yeah.
type of thing.
So tell me about the pumpkins. 'Cause
So-
those are really cute.
They're fun. So we do, we have them up all year because they're just a good basic project and they're fun. But for fall, especially, we do we've started doing classes on them. So these are the knit ones. So this is a kind of a basic one that we teach. and we'll get you, so the class is a 2-part as well, and we help you get started and knit it, and then we help you put it all together and put a stem on.
So would someone need to have knitting experience to take this class?
Yeah,
they need that basic knitting.
So
class.
all our classes, whether it's knitting and crochet, besides beginning classes, you need to have basic
right
skills for
so
that.
So if you've taken the beginning class,
right,
then you'll know what you need to be able to come in. And,
Yep, so they can do that. This is another, I'll hold this so she doesn't tip over, but this is another class we do. This is a crochet pumpkin that my employee Gina teaches. So yeah, and that's a fun one. So she has this one up there as a class, and then another one that's out a little thicker yarn, so it's a little bigger. So she has that as well. And
those are on your website.
Yep,
for your classes.
All our classes are listed till the end of October now. So yeah,
cool.
Yeah, and then
this little thing. So this is my favorite in her shop because I go in there every time and look at it. I just think it's so cute.
This is the class we teach as well. The designs are by a lady named Julie Williams, and she does all kinds of animals. She does bears, cats. She came out with a mole pattern. She has like a badger. Yeah, they're cute. But yeah, we teach these classes all the time on these little animals. They're a little more intermediate to advanced knitting. But yeah, we teach how to start it and knit it, and then we also teach you how to like put the face on and stuff it and seam it correctly and start the clothes if you want. And
you have all different clothes.
Yep. So
in her shop, she's got these dolls, and then she's got all the little outfits.
Yep. So yeah, you can make all different outfits and change them, and she has newer patterns that are only like a year or so old where you can change the shoes out, and she has bags, and it's adorable.
Yeah, they're so cute.
They're pretty cute. Yeah, and they're fun to make. They're we tell people they're addicting once you start on.
They look like it, and especially like doing the little clothes for it,
for sure.
Love it.
And so when you started knitting, this is your starting project?
So this wasn't my start project. So when I learned to knit, I just did a scarf. So just basic scarf. And I made a couple of those and did that. And then I think my next one after that was like just a basic baby blanket. But this was like something I was proud of because this was like my 4th or 5th project, and it was a little more detailed, and I had to really follow a pattern, like pay attention to what I was doing, and I made it for it's out of alpaca yarn. I made it for my mom one year for like a birthday, and so I was just like, it was just kind of the first thing I made for someone that was like not like a square. That was just
that's
just
neat.
basic.
And that feels so good.
I know, it's so nice.
Yeah, that
nice
feels,
and squishy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Pretty.
Yeah, thank you.
So, because we saw those projects, I kind of want to go back, and then can you tell us what type of yarns or like what they are?
So my sweater yarn here is what they call a worsted weight, which is like a medium weight yarn. And the brown is called Vintage, which is a company, there's a line by a company called Barocco. And that's what the brown is. It's wool and then has a little nylon and acrylic in it. And then the orange is 100% wool, but it is what they call a superwash wool, which means it's been chemically treated so it won't shrink. And so those combinations are good for things like a sweater because then you can wash it and you don't have to worry. I mean, still hand wash, but you don't have to worry about it shrinking on you. And then this yarn here was actually dyed by a friend of mine who's a local dyer called, her name is Yarnaceous Fiber, and she does everything kind of based on dinosaurs. It's really cute. But she dyes a lot of kits for me, and so she dyed this kit for me, and it's same type of thing. It's superwash merino wool, so it's wool that you can wash, but it's a little thinner weight, so it's what they call a DK weight, so it's a little thinner than this. And so yeah, she's a local that dyes yarn, and so she did that for me for this project.
I love to find those local
for sure
sources,
of course.
Support local,
of course.
That's I don't know, you may not those watching might not be in Utah in the Village, but the Village is a family-owned business.
Yes.
They are independent little small
Mhm.
businesses. So anytime you
Mhm.
shop in the Village, you are supporting a small business.
Correct.
And just a great place to have your business,
Oh
don't you
yeah.
think?
Oh, for sure.
We love
For
Gardner
sure.
Village, so.
For sure.
And the management there, they're awesome.
Yes.
So. What else did you have questions?
So go a little deeper into the knit night. What made you like want to start it?
So I didn't originally start Knit Night. It was something that was already established when I bought
yeah.
the business.
Mhm.
But yeah, we just keep it going. It's fun. You know, we can get between 12 and 15 people that come every week and
That's
hang
really
out
nice.
and yeah, so like we'll in the summertime, if it's not too hot, we'll sit on the porch outside and hang out. We've, you know, we'll do snacks sometimes, and
Yeah.
it's just fun. Yeah.
Do you do it even in the month of October?
Yes, I do. I don't get as many people, but I still do it.
Yeah. You
But
still do it, but
yeah.
she doesn't get as many people to Knit Night,
Right.
but in
Correct.
the Village, yeah.
Yeah, correct. So they kind of
Yeah, they're kind of like, I think I'll stay here right now.
they're like, I'll see you in November. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. So, yeah, but it's always fun. Like, I'm sure you see it too. It's always just fun to see what other people are working
It
on.
is. I think that's
And
part
stuff.
of the fun
Yeah.
is just to see what,
Yeah.
others
I
are
mean,
doing.
and you get different ideas from
Mhm.
people.
Yeah.
Some you wouldn't think of.
yeah.
Yeah. it's
Because
fun.
we see people purchase the supplies to do things,
Right.
but you don't always see then what they create or what they,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
so it's fun to, so I'm looking forward to that on our Sundown Stitchers to
Mhm.
see what are people working on.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And you can always learn something from someone.
True.
Do you find that?
Yeah.
And you learn,
Mm-hmm.
you get inspired,
Yeah.
you know, by
Yeah.
something someone else is doing.
Yeah. Oh, I've had people that come to Knit Night tell me stuff that I didn't even think of.
Yeah.
And I've been knitting longer than them. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
they're just
Every-
like, didn't you try it? I'm like, oh, I never
Well,
even
that's a good idea.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool. Okay, the last question will be like, if somebody wants to start teaching their kids, because we have people who bring their grandkids or kids into the
Right.
shop and then want to start a simple project. What would you like give them?
So we usually suggest either like a scarf or a dishcloth,
Mhm.
anything square.
And do you recommend starting with crochet or starting with knitting?
It kind of depends on, so I don't crochet.
Right.
So my employee that does, she does both. So she kind of tells people it's easier to learn how to knit, but crocheting is easier to do. In the sense that knitting, when you have it all on you have all these live stitches.
Uh-huh.
And so like if you mess up, it's harder to fix. Where with
Gotcha.
crochet, you can just kind of
Pull it out.
pull it
Oh,
out
yeah.
and go along.
Mhm.
And I kind of always tell people it kind of depends on what you want to be making. If you want to get into like sweaters and socks, I would learn to knit.
Mhm.
But either one, it's fun to try. We have a lot of people that come learn one and kind of get going with one and come learn the other. So, but yeah, we recommend like a scarf, dishcloth, very basic,
Yeah.
thicker yarn, bigger hook, bigger needle. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah. I've had a friend one time. I was on an airplane and she owned a store in Brigham City, and she was knitting socks, socks that you put on your feet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, Relaine, all those hours. And she says, I'm like, can't you just buy a pair of socks? And she's like, oh, you've obviously never put on a pair of hand knit socks.
They're comfy.
And I'm like, no, I haven't.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, if you did, you would want to knit
Yeah,
them.
they're nice
So,
and comfy.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I learned a lot.
Right.
Yeah, because I go through those yarns. They do have different hand feels.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah,
and then you
absolutely.
do like, you are able to tell.
Right.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I just never know like how it feels because I don't have friends who knit for
Yeah.
socks. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
one-
might-
one
yeah.
day I want to. This is my bucket list item
Yeah.
to learn to do this because I love these so much.
They're pretty cute.
yeah. I
So
guess.
we have a question then for our giveaway,
Mhm.
right? So the question we have is, which of these knitting projects would you want to try? Or is there another project that you've had in mind that you'd like to try? So just comment the answer to that question. Which knitting project would you like to try? And you will be entered to win our prize that we'll be giving away. So post in the comments. We will announce next week the winner of that. And we appreciate you coming.
Thanks for having
Coming
me.
in
It
early.
was
We got to get
fun.
Emily going so she can get over to the store before it opens. But
Thanks so much.
we appreciate it.
Can you remind us your account that we can follow or find
yeah.
more information?
So on Instagram, it's Willow Hill Yarn Company, and same thing with Facebook. And then my website is willowhillyarncompany.com, and you can find me through Gardner Village as well. So,
So yeah, and then all the classes are on
yep,
the website.
and all the classes are on the website, and I also have an online store, so you can look at yarn or books or.
But there's
whatever.
nothing like filling it.
Nope, there isn't. There isn't.
Nothing like filling
Nope.
it. So, and she is in the village, down the pathway in the cabin,
Yep, 2-story cabin.
2-story cabin.
Yeah.
So look for Willow Hill Yarn Company, and we appreciate you coming. We
you.
appreciate you watching, and we will see you next week.